Hello everybody, welcome to TagBeans Digital, your one-stop shop for all digital marketing services. Today's video is about how to choose your domain name. You may or may not consider domain name to be the most important or the first thing in digital marketing. But in my opinion, you should, because domain name is your address on the web. Let's say you create a lot of social media channels using a certain name that you like, and later you find that the domain name is already taken. Somebody else has occupied your address on the web. So you have to give a lot of thought and a lot of effort into finding a good domain name. If you are a brick and mortar business, then obviously you have to choose a name that is similar to the name of your establishment or your shop, or some variations of it. But if you're a new business on the web, you have a blank canvas. Think up awesome names, beautiful names, quirky names, names that will grab the attention of your users. Here are a few things that you should keep in mind before choosing your domain name. The first and the most important thing, keep it short. What with the millions of domain names that are being booked every month, I know it is difficult to find a short name, but keep it as short as possible. Think of all those names like Amazon, Facebook, Nike, Pepsi, all those 2 or 3 syllable names which we remember very easily. The second thing is you have to be careful about misspelled or mispronounced names. Let's say you have a domain name that is crimson flowers, but it is spelled with a K. Or you have a quick car rentals, but it is spelled KWIK. Think about the number of times you would have to tell your customers that it is crimson with a K or it is quick that is spelled as KWIK. So be careful about misspelled names. They can definitely work, but with a lot of branding and advertising behind it. The next thing is TLD, or top level domain extension. This is the .com or the .io part that comes at the end of your domain name. .com is still the most popular, and you should try to get a .com domain name. But once again, with the number of domain names that are being booked, you might not be able to get one. You can also go for .org, .net, .io, or a .country specific domain name like .us, .in, or .ph. But .com is still the most preferred one. The next thing, you have to use keyword research tools to figure out what your audience is searching for. And it is good to include keywords in your domain name if you can. It is not necessarily from an SEO perspective, because search engines do not give that much importance to having a keyword in the domain name. But your customers will understand very quickly what you do if you include your keyword in the domain name. Keep these things in mind before choosing the domain name. Let me take you through the top domain providers and how much they charge each year for the domains. The first one is bluehost.in. I've used this domain name tagbeansdigitalmarketing.com, and Bluehost charges $942.82 for a year for this domain. HostGator charges $12.95. Namecheap, another popular domain provider, they charge $728.63 per year, but you can see here that domain privacy and protection is free in Namecheap. If you take domain privacy and protection, then your name, email ID, address and phone number will not be displayed in the Whois database. So it is advisable to consider that, though most domain providers will charge you extra for that. GoDaddy here charges $914 inclusive of tax, and DreamHost charges $7.99. Now I got rates in dollars in some places, rupee in some other places. So I've put together this table for you to understand how they compare. Now remember that these are only ballpark figures. You will have to go through each domain provider, see what they provide. Some of them provide domain names free when you take a hosting with them. Some of them provide an email ID option. Go through the fine print, make sure you understand how much they charge. And a lot of domain providers will give a discount in the first year, which means in the second year it will renew at a higher rate. Go through all these websites before choosing your domain name and keep my tips in mind. Hope you get the domain of your dreams. Thank you.